side for Nicole Matthews. Matthews to X. A dodge across the middle, a chance stopped by the goaltender. And the Hawks will slow things down and bring it up to the near side. Dodging again towards the crease. Nothing is there, though, as Nicole Matthews is shut down again. This pass goes all the way up top to JoJo Williams. Williams dodging down the left flank. Stopped by the defense. This one comes across the middle. Shot. Save there. Williams. Williams. Hello, everyone, and welcome into Laker Turf Stadium here in Oswego, New York, for today's matchup between the SUNY New Paltz Hawks and the Oswego State Lakers. My name is Mike Neckers, and it'll just be me on the call today, a solo call. Now, this is a match which will most certainly determine both of these teams' fates within the SUNYAC standings. The Lakers are coming off of a narrow 13-12 win against the Potsdam Bears in Potsdam, and while the Lakers have been on a roll, this game most likely scared them a little. Let's look at the statistics. I mean, the Lakers just a dominant season so far, but they struggled quite a bit against the Potsdam Bears, of course, coming out with that 13-12 victory, but things were close. They did not have the lead with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, of course, able to bring that one back, but a scary one for the Oswego State Lakers. And one player who's really shown recently for the Lakers is Madison Davis, number 16. Recently won SUNY Offensive Player of the Week, 23 goals and 35 assists on the season for 58 total points, and she's just been so good all season long. Now let's take a look at the other side of things. For the New Paltz Hawks, their most recent game was a 16-4 win at Plattsburgh State University. A pretty dominant performance here from the Hawks, and that's going to be the story of today. Both of these teams have had really solid seasons, very similar records at 11-3 or 11-2. The Lakers, of course, taking the cake in the SUNY, which we'll look at right now. So, if we look at the conference, the Lakers 7-0 in the SUNY, 11-2 on the season, but trailing right behind them is the Cortland Red Dragons. So this game really is make or break for the Lakers. With a win today, they would secure the 1 seed in the conference heading in the playoffs. But if New Paltz comes out on top, this title race becomes a three-headed one with Cortland and New Paltz both pushing for that number 1 seed. This Oswego team has already made history once this year, beating Cortland for the first time in program history. But with a win today, the Lakers would tie their best record ever of 12-2, which was way back in 1997. Along with that, they would also complete their first 10-game win streak in program history. So a lot on the line for the Lakers, but also a lot on the line for New Paltz, trying to get to that 1 seed and trying to secure a home SUNY game. And last but certainly not least, we have to talk about a matchup we're going to see on the field today. For the Oswego State Lakers, I mentioned her earlier, Madison Davis. But for New Paltz, the defensive player of the week in the SUNY, number 14, Francesca Carozzo, 3 turnovers and 6 ground balls in the past 2 games alone, and she leads her team in ground balls this season with 36, so that's sure to be a phenomenal matchup on that end of the field between the Lakers and the New Paltz Hawks. But for now, we're going to take it to a quick break. Don't go anywhere, because when we return, it'll be the Oswego State Lakers versus the New Paltz Hawks right here on WTOP 10.
Graduate student number 6.
Okay, let me know next time, please. That's fine. I can.
In Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Don Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us. There's no room. Now our lives are tainted. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Now our lives are tainted. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris. That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast popcorn. It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No. Spin the wheel. But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
Just joining us, my name's Mike Neckers. I'll be on your call today. And for now, I want to take us into a little look of the goaltender matchup for today's game. So first up for the Oswego State Lakers, we've got number 30, Alana Yakovisi. Yakovisi's been phenomenal for the Lakers all season long. 54 saves, 92 goals allowed for a .370 save percentage, and her goals allowed average is just 7.7. So a great job of keeping that goals allowed average down, keeping the Lakers in these games and allowing them to have all these big wins. Now, if we take a look at the other side, it's going to be number 28, Piper Mascaros. Mascaros, 38 saves, 44 goals on the season. She has been splitting time all season long with Gabriela Tomaso, so nowhere near as many minutes on the field, but a .463 save percentage on her, so just a little bit higher than Yakovisi's, and 6.46 goals allowed average, so a little lower there as well. But two phenomenal goalies out here on the field today. It's sure to be a great matchup in all facets of this game. And now both teams out here on the field just awaiting the officials, who are doing one last check on New Paltz's defensive goal. Some Oswego faculty out on the field as well. Looks like there may be a hole in that bottom right corner of the goal. That'll have to be patched up before we get things underway between the Oswego State Lakers and the New Paltz Hawks. Now, as I mentioned before the game in my pregame talk, this game is extremely crucial. I would even argue to say this is the most important game of SUNYAC play this season between all of the conference. I mean, the Lakers looking to secure the 1 seed in the conference with a win today. New Paltz looking to play spoiler and find the 1 seed for themselves with a win today. Both teams have 1 game remaining after this one in the SUNYAC conference. So it'll be interesting to see how the last couple games of the regular season play out as the draw is about to start. The Lakers and the New Paltz Hawks right here on WTOP 10. It's going to be Morgan Atwater here for the Hawks, and for the Lakers, Alexis Hill lined up to take the draw. Official placing the ball in the center here. So we await that whistle. It's a wonderful day here in Oswego, New York. A mild 60 degrees and extremely windy. Of course, those Lake Ontario winds are flying in. As the New Paltz Hawks will win the first draw, that's Atwater, who picks up the ball and takes it down the right side, swings it down low. Ball now at X with Mia Baldinger. Baldinger sends it over to Caitlin Shaw, that player to watch that we had earlier for the New Paltz Hawks. Hawks swinging this one around, taking it slow. That's Katie Piccarello with it. Down low to Baldinger. Baldinger sends it way up top to Atwater. Atwater dodges, loses the ball. Able to recover. Good defense there from Sophie Russian for Oswego State. And the Hawks will swing this one over to the right side. Across the middle, that pass a little too far, but there's backup on it. And that's Morgan Atwater again being stuffed by Sophie Russian. Quirk playing defense for the Lakers now against Aylin Rutnick. And cutting across the middle for the Hawks. There's a chance, a shot, and a goal for the New Paltz Hawks early. That's Mia Baldinger. Makes it 1-0 just a minute and 6 seconds into the game here. What a goal there from the Hawks. I mean, you see they just broke through that Oswego defense and got what they needed to done. And a great start for the Hawks, like I said earlier, looking to play spoiler and ruin Oswego's chances of securing that 1 seed. And the goal for the New Paltz Hawks will make it 1-0 with 13:51 remaining on the clock here in the first quarter of play. This is going to be a tight one all throughout, folks. If the Lakers can get a possession, I wouldn't be too surprised if they can get a goal here on their first offensive possession. But now, the next draw, again, it'll be Hill for the Lakers and Morgan Atwater for the New Paltz Hawks. And my apologies, that goal was scored by Kira Tucker. A great goal there from the senior attacker to make it 1-0 New Paltz. But the next draw goes the way of Oswego. Picked up here by Noel Smith. Smith takes it outside, tries to slow things down. But Smith now with some space to work with, sends it to Julia Quirk. Quirk over to Kroos. Kroos finds Russian. Back to Kroos, over to Quirk. Quirk with a lot of space in front of her, elects to pass this one down to Wynn. Wynn to Smith, back to Wynn. Quirk still up top with it. Wynn once again. Mackenzie Wynn sends it down low to Noel Smith. Noel Smith all the way up top to Julia Quirk. Finds Sophie Russian. Russian dodges. Met immediately by the New Paltz Hawks defensively. Davis with it now in the corner. Up top to Russian. Russian sends it over to Julia Quirk. Finds Wynn. The Lakers just looking for something, but a really solid defensive zone being played here by the New Paltz Hawks. As here's Russian again, stuffed, gets through it, shot. That one saved by Piper Mascaros. What a save that was. I mean, you saw her go down low and just do what she needed to do to get that save. Keeps it 1-0 in favor of the Hawks, and New Paltz now with a chance to double their lead here. Mascaros taking her time on this clear, communicating with her team, and finds Mia Baldinger across the middle. Baldinger carrying, guarded closely by Milena Vassallo. This one comes over to Kira Tucker, the goal scorer for the Hawks in that first minute here. And the Hawks send it to X, still with it. Cutter up the middle. They'll go high, dropped, looks for the ground ball, unable to get it, and now the Lakers are going to bring this the other way. Is that Sadie Zemanek carrying up the right side, trying to use that speed, but slowed down here by Lexi Atwater and Mia Baldinger, and the Lakers will swing it across to the other side, looking to get the ball out of their own defensive zone. Carrying up the left side, here's Aubriana Green. She'll take it herself, had the pass to Julia Quirk, but said, no, I want this one all for me. Quirk staying back, so the Lakers will stay on side, and now Quirk stepping into that offensive zone as the Lakers find Madison Davis at X. Comes back up to Win, and now Quirk with it. Quirk sends it over to Russian. Hill with it now, dodging, finds Davis on the cutback. Quirk with a chance here, shut down immediately, but Russian with it now, again shut down, and that'll be our first shooting space call of the afternoon with 11:28 remaining, so now a chance for Sophie Russian to tie things up here. Russian awaiting the whistle, one-on-one with Mascaros. Shoots, scores, bottom right corner, Sophie Russian makes it 1-1, and just like that, we're back to square one. A tie game here with 11:23 remaining, and Sophie Russian, the savior here early in the first for the Oswego State Lakers. We'll take another look. Defense just got a little too tight on Russian as she was cutting to goal there, and that's going to leave an opportunity for the Lakers to score, which Russian will absolutely capitalize on. A 1-1 game here between the Lakers and the Hawks. We knew there was going to be drama. We knew there was going to be excitement, and it's just getting started here at Laker Turf Stadium in Oswego, New York. Now on the draw for the third straight time, it's Alexis Hill for the Lakers and Morgan Atwater for the New Paltz Hawks. Morgan Atwater, sister of Lexi Atwater, the junior attacker, so a good little 1-2 duo there for the New Paltz Hawks as this draw is up and towards Oswego's offensive end, picked up by Julia Quirk. Quirk met with some physicality, but a foul will be called, so the Lakers will maintain possession here. Kroos swings it to the right side for Madison Davis. Davis sends this one up top to Russian, over to Quirk. And a stoppage of play here, a little unsure what exactly is going on. The officials all convening together in the center of the field as we will await. Officials now running over to the penalty box. I think we might be having some clock troubles here in Oswego. So for now, it is a Oswego State possession, but we will have to wait and see what the ruling on the field will be. Still awaiting to hear back, but we will take this time now to talk about WTOP 10 Nightly News. It's a newscast for students, by students. It's the best place to stay up to date on the news, weather, and sports that matter to you most. Tune in Monday through Thursdays at 9 p.m. right here on WTOP 10 TV. So the Lakers now resuming play here. Not sure exactly what caused that stoppage to happen, but things have been sorted out, and now the Lakers with another offensive possession. As Sophie Russian swings this one to Mackenzie Wynn. Quirk Russian with it now, looks to dodge. Finds Alexis Hill. Hill drops it behind the back goal here from Madison Davis. Oh, my goodness. A little swagger, a little pizzazz makes it 2-1 Oswego. And as a lacrosse fan, that's something that you just love to see, something you don't see too often. I wasn't even sure if Madison Davis or Alexis Hill had the ball on that one. Looked a little confusing. But a beautiful finesse goal there to give the Lakers the 2-1 lead. You see her throw her stick afterwards so the referees can check it. And now the Lakers with a 2-1 lead, 10:48 remaining here in the first period. It'll again be Hill and Atwater lining up for the draw as these teams are wasting no time getting back to the center circle. They want to get things underway and they want to win this game. Both teams do. So we await the whistle. There it is. And again, this one goes towards the defensive end of New Paltz, but a really good catch there. Tipped. Caitlin Shaw unable to get that pass off, and now Madison Davis with it again. Double teamed. Just looking to find something, and she'll swing that one across the way to Catherine Nash. Nash now driving up the middle. Passes off to Cassidy Kroos. Kroos sends it over to Alexis Hill and the Lakers with a chance now to make it a 3-1 game and slow things down. This one over to Julia Quirk. Mackenzie Wynn. Down low to Noelle Smith. Smith back to Wynn. Up top to Quirk. Over to Russian again. Russian loses that one trying to pass. Great defense there from Morgan Woolley. And now the Hawks looking to take this one the other way as it's Piper Mascaros with it. Mascaros still holding it back in her defensive end, looking for a pass to open up, but the Lakers doing a good job riding this clear and not giving the Hawks any space to work with. Cutters galore for her, and finally they'll find Lexi Atwater, but the job's a hard one as a beautiful check there from Milena Vasilo lets the Lakers get possession once again, and a huge pass there. Great catch from Mackenzie Wynn. Gives the Lakers an opportunity for another offensive attack. Davis with it on the near side. Davis sends this one up top to Russian. Over to Quirk. Quirk finds Wynn. Back up to Quirk. Russian with it now. Quirk again. The Lakers just slowing things down, moving the ball around, skip a pass, find Russian, find Davis. Davis on her left hand, and another free position shot coming up after a second shooting space call on the New Paltz Hawks, and this time it's Madison Davis who will take the shot, looking for her second goal of the afternoon with 9:10 remaining here. Davis lines up, one-on-one with Mascaros. Rips it. That one goes right past the stick of Mascaros. Top shelf for Mama hides the cookies. Madison Davis with her second goal of the afternoon makes it 3-1 Oswego with 9:06 remaining here in the first quarter. So the Lakers off to a very hot start, wasting no time putting the pressure on the Hawks. Of course, the Hawks did strike first, but since then, it's been all Oswego. And now, a timeout here from the New Paltz Hawks. So let's take a moment here to recap the goals we've seen so far. First off, that beautifully taken team goal by Kira Tucker. Just beautiful ball movement, able to free up some space in the middle thanks to a cutter. She cuts down across the middle, rips that shot right past the stick of Yakovisi. But then we see just a minute later, Sophie Russian wastes no time, gets that free position shot off the shooting space call, puts it bottom corner. Nothing that the goaltender could do about that one. And then back-to-back goals from Madison Davis. First one, a cheeky little behind-the-back finesse shot. No one expected it, especially not Piper Mascaros, but she found the back of the net on it. And then lastly, a free position shot from Madison Davis, her second of the afternoon. Puts it top right corner. Again, Mascaros just unable to get there in time. So the Lakers with a really good start here. And it's just been a phenomenal first period here for the Oswego State Lakers. And we'll take a look at those SUNY matchups going on here today. We've got the Cortland Red Dragons traveling to the Buffalo State Bengals. Game underway there. Of course, this game here in New Paltz at Oswego, we've got the Plattsburgh Cardinals facing off against the Canton Kangaroos. And last but certainly not least is the Potsdam Bears traveling down to Morrisville for another SUNY conference game. So 4 great matchups today, all started at 4 o'clock. And a chance for teams to shake things up in the SUNY. Of course, I mentioned in that pregame show, Cortland needs to win out to have any shot of being the 1 seed. And, of course, New Paltz would need to win today for that to happen as well, because with a Lakers win, they secure that spot, secure a couple of home SUNY games, and will have their work cut out for them in the playoffs regardless, as there's a lot of good teams in this here conference. But now, back to the next draw. It's going to be Alexis Hill and Morgan Atwater, just like it's been all afternoon here so far. Both players lined up. See Sophie Russian and Lexi Atwater on the near side, looking to pressure this draw in the air, battling here for it, but it'll go to the other side where Julia Quirk awaits along with Caitlin Shaw. Quirk gets the ground ball, touches this one into the offensive zone, and the Lakers are able to get it over to Cassidy Kroos, who will slow things down. Kroos still with it, sends it over to Russian. Russian finds Quirk, down low to Wynn. Wynn to Smith, Smith back to Wynn. Over to Quirk. Russian with it again. And now Alexis Hill dodging, no fear in her eyes. Quirk with a chance, double-teamed, met right at the line, but we've got another shooting space call. The Lakers are really doing a good job of taking advantage of this zone defense New Paltz is playing and forcing them to get these shooting space calls, which is giving them opportunities for free position shots left and right. But the Lakers now back in action here. Alexis Hill with it, dodges, unable to get through. Madison Davis sends it all the way up top to Russian, over to Quirk. Quirk finds Wynn. Down low, Noelle Smith with it, a chance for a shot, but passes back up top to Quirk. And Alexis Hill looks to Davis, able to find her across the middle. Quirk with it, finds Russian. Russian looking for a pass. And Davis in front of goal. Triple fakes and scores. Davis completes the hat trick with 8 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. I mean, Madison Davis, we talked about you in the pregame show, but have yourself a day here. What a performance here in the first quarter from Madison Davis, as the Lakers now lead 4-1. And the Lakers, of course, we thought this was going to be a close game coming in. Still plenty of time left, but with the way Oswego's been playing here in this first quarter, if they can keep this up, I don't see a team that can beat them. I mean, they've just been so dominant all season long, and this start for the Lakers has been a perfect example of that. And Alexis Hill with the assist on that goal as well, so the Lakers lead 4-1. Alexis Hill, her second assist of the afternoon. And the next draw about to be underway here is, again, you guessed it, it's Atwater and Hill on the draw here. Just awaiting the referee's whistle now, ball being placed. And still 8 minutes remaining here in the first period. Plenty of game left for both of these teams to make a run. This draw is again going to go towards Julia Quirk. Quirk able to get the ground ball with no struggle at all and finds Mackenzie Wynn down low. So the Lakers with another possession and a chance to make it 5-1. Russian with it now. Flips that one up to Alexis Hill. Hill still with it, sends it back to Russian. Over to Quirk. Noelle Smith on it now. Mackenzie Wynn. Up to Smith again. And now Alexis Hill with it. Lakers just spinning things around, waiting for an opening to come up. And Alexis Hill might be the one, but no, stopped by that strong New Paltz defense. A chance here for Julia Quirk, loses it. Noelle Smith now. This one looks to go back up top to Quirk, but pass is batted down. And then the ground ball, Mackenzie Wynn goes in for it and is batted in the head by the stick of Caitlin Shaw. So that's going to give the Lakers a player up opportunity, rather, as Caitlin Shaw will head to the penalty box for the next minute. So now the Lakers with possession. Looks like they'll be starting back behind the goal here As the official is noting the yellow card, that is a 2-minute releasable penalty. So with a goal from the Oswego State Lakers, the Hawks would be back to full strength. But if the Lakers are unable to score, the Hawks will be down a player for the next 2 minutes. And a free position shot is what the Lakers will get out of this. A tough angle here from Mackenzie Wynn, but she is a dominant player. She elects to pass this one. It'll come over to Alexis Hill on the near side. Down to Davis. Davis back to X for Wynn. Kroos with it now. Kroos loses the ball, and New Paltz looks to take it the other way. Misses the first ground ball, but gets the second one. That's Morgan Atwater just doing a phenomenal job defensively. And now the Hawks a player down, looking to pressure the Lakers and possibly find the back of the net. Julia Quirk outrun here by Atwater. And the Hawks will finally slow down and regroup. Now the Lakers a player up here not electing to double team. Bringing out some pressure, but playing that zone defense that we've seen all game so far. Of course, not too many defensive possessions, but we've got a stoppage of play. And it looks like it's an offsides here by the New Paltz Hawks. Just poor thinking there from the Hawks, unable to lock in that possession, and a really good chance for them to kill that penalty, but now the Lakers with another minute to score while still being a player up. And running down the near side of the field, that's Aubriana Green just flying past the competition. Touches this one in. She'll send it down to Madison Davis in the corner. Davis still with it now. Hill on her right, Russian on her left, finds Russian. Over to Quirk, finds Kroos. This one to Noelle Smith. And you'll see now New Paltz playing a 6-player zone here in the middle. It doesn't allow them to pressure quite as much, but it's really nice for closing those gaps, as you can see here. And the Lakers looking to scoop up this ground ball. We've got another stoppage of play. Unsure exactly what the call will be, but it's going to be a green card on Lexi Atwater for an illegal push in the back. Just something you can't do. So now the New Paltz Hawks 2 players down. That first penalty releasing in 19 seconds, but the next one will have a minute on the penalty. So the Hawks with 5 players in that defensive zone. The Lakers will be shooting on them with 7 here, as Sophie Russian just needs to get past the black line on the field, and she will be safe from the stick of Mia Baldinger, who is close behind her. And the Lakers with it, 7v5, a chance for a goal. Cutter drags the defender. Kroos shoots, saved. A huge save from Piper Mascaros. Keeps this one close, 4-1. And now just 1 player down are the New Paltz Hawks, as that first penalty has been released. Running up the field for them is Francesca Carrozzo, the senior defenseman. And Carrozzo, of course, the Defensive Player of the Week in the SUNY just last week. A phenomenal season she's had so far, leading the team in ground balls. But now the New Paltz Hawks are on offense, and it looks like they will try and chew out this penalty clock, get back to even, and work from there. 60 seconds on the shot clock, only 10 left on the penalty. Here's Morgan Atwater, sends this one down low. Mia Baldinger with it. Baldinger sends this one back up top. Pass a little short, but no trouble there for Caitlin Shaw. This one goes over to the far side for Mia Umbro. And here comes Baldinger again. Baldinger around the right side, stopped by that Lakers zone we've seen, and they are back to full strength here. Hawks looking to score a good check from Julia Quirk. And now ground ball battled. Lakers come out with the loose ball originally. Hill picks it up. Loses it, but a penalty called for an illegal check, so Hill will try again. Passes this one up the middle. Running up the field again is Aubriana Green, using that speed to her advantage. Green still with it. She'll go into that offensive zone, quickly touch it in, and now the Lakers able to slow things down. Back to 7-on-7 action down on the right side of the field. Russian with it here. This one goes to Hill. Hill back to Russian. Over to Julia Quirk. Julia Quirk with it, sends it down to Noelle Smith. Finds Mackenzie Wynn. Little pop-up pass back to Quirk. Quirk with it still. Noelle Smith down to Wynn. Madison Davis at X. Alexis Hill cuts across the middle, trying to drag the defender with her. Defender is not phased, though. That's Caitlin Shaw holding her ground. And now back up to Quirk. Over to Russian. Alexis Hill fakes a pass back up top. Julia Quirk again. And here's Noelle Smith. The Lakers moving around in front of goal, trying to find an opening. But here's Alexis Hill, dodges, and that's going to be a loose ball push of some sorts here, folks. Not quite sure yet who the call will be on. Alexis Hill ran in pretty hard. Both players appear to be okay, which, of course, is the number one priority out here on the field. But we will have to wait and see what the official call is. So the Lakers convening on the field, the New Paltz Hawks doing the same. Alexis Hill talking to the official, trying to plead her case, and it looks like Hill is going to get a free position shot here from the right side of the field, very close to the goal. Will definitely be a shot. Will she put it on net? Will she find the back of the net? We have to wait and see, but Hill, the Lakers' top goal scorer, one of the top goal scorers on the season so far, looking to tally on one more. Hill still waiting for that whistle, lining herself up. Lakers with back up behind the goal. And a whistle will slow us down here. Hill looks to reset. Shot clock reset to 20 seconds here. As Hill now awaiting that whistle. The second official coming back out onto the field here. Hill goes, shoots, scores. Goalie down on the ground. Nothing she could do there, and the Lakers make it 5-1 with a beautifully taken goal from Alexis Hill. I mean, Alexis Hill, her first goal of the game for the Oswego State Lakers, but her 37th of the season for the Lakers. She now has 41 points on the year, 37 goals, and just 4 assists. So Hill, born and bred a goal scorer, whereas we look at Mackenzie Wynn and Madison Davis, they get the ball to her for the most part. And the Lakers now leading 5-1 with 2:40 remaining here in the first period. As again, it'll be Alexis Hill and Morgan Atwater with 2:40 left in the first. Hill and Atwater lining up. New Paltz looks to be closing in on Julia Quirk here on the right side, trying to battle her because it seems like every single draw has gone over in that direction. A smart move from the Hawks here. But it also drags along Sophie Russian, who's been so scrappy all year long on these ground balls. The draw goes up, and sure enough, New Paltz is there to get the original catch, loses it pretty quickly, and Sophie Russian comes away with it for the Lakers. Russian touches this one in and finds Madison Davis on the near side. 2:30 left here now for the Lakers, 90 on the shot clock, so they will have to get a shot off before the end of the first quarter here. Mackenzie Wynn at X with it. This one goes up top to Julia Quirk. Quirk now with space to work with, finds Alexis Hill. Hill down to Davis. Across the middle, finds Quirk. Noelle Smith down to Wynn. Cassidy Croce playing that crease spot very well, jamming things up in the middle. And here's Alexis Hill, chance, back to her left, shoots, off balance. And we've got a flag coming out from the official, but no stoppage, so it's going to be a clear here for Piper Mascaros. Piper Mascaros finds Helena Willis on this one very quickly. Willis loses it almost immediately, but an illegal stick check called there. So Willis is going to get another shot at this one. Willis still with it, just waiting for the whistle, and Willis will leave the ball for Morgan Atwater to take it up the field. A smart play here, letting your midfielder take the ball up the field so she can touch it in and not have to worry about the offsides rule. So Atwater running up the middle now here, defended closely by Madison Davis. Noelle Smith on her as well, gets the pass off to the corner. This one will go all the way into Oswego's zone. And New Paltz with more time on the game clock than the shot clock, so they will have to get a shot off here before the end of the quarter. As here's Caitlin Shaw with it down low across the middle. Chance cutter, shot, score! What a goal there. That's Atwater for the New Paltz Hawks, makes it 5-2. And just like that, maybe a bit of momentum building here for the New Paltz Hawks. Of course, they let in 5 unanswered, but now that offensive possession switches things up a little bit as Atwater finds the back of the net. That's Lexi Atwater, not to be confused with her sister Morgan Atwater, but a great goal there. Makes it 5-2, and still anyone's game with 1:15 left here in the first quarter. And Alexis Hill coming back out to take this next draw against Morgan Atwater once again. It's been a wonderful game so far here between these two teams. Some close, tight-knit action. And the New Paltz Hawks will head back to the other side as we see a new person taking the draw, Mia Baldinger on this one for the New Paltz Hawks. So Baldinger and Hill head-to-head. Awaiting that whistle from the official, ball being placed as we speak. Ball goes up, straight up. Hill looks to pick it up, unable to, but Julia Quirk will pop this one out. Hill still battling for this ground ball, unable to scoop it up, and that's no foul is called on that one. A little surprised on that call. Looks like Hill went down pretty hard there, taken out by that New Paltz defense. But no call. The referees say, let's keep playing lacrosse here. So the Hawks now with an offensive possession, looking to close out the period, maybe find another goal before the end of the first. Here comes Caitlin Shaw, dodging, shooting, saved by Yakovisi, but a shooting space called, a free position shot coming up here for the New Paltz Hawks. And the one player you don't want taking this shot is Caitlin Shaw. She is the top goal scorer and top point scorer, 51 goals and 12 assists on the year, looking to get number 52. Shaw lining up, Lakers all around her, and she slips and falls, unable to find the back of the net. Caitlin Shaw with a huge mistake there. Lakers now driving the other way and could find the back of the net before the end of the period. Here's Madison Davis with it. Davis backing up, trying to pull that defender. Finds Quirk up top. This one goes across the middle. Chance for the Lakers. Shot saved. It's a huge save by Piper Mascaros, and she'll chase that one down and out of bounds. And our clock is going to run out here. The New Paltz Hawks down 5-2 against the Oswego State Lakers at the end of the first period here. And let's walk through this first period, what we saw, how we're feeling. So, of course, New Paltz scored the first goal of the period, but they also scored the last goal of the period, with the Lakers making a nice 5-goal sandwich in between. So Oswego, don't want to say dominating, because New Paltz is absolutely in this game. They've shown that time and time again. They're being resilient. They're battling. But the Lakers with a big lead here, 5-2. Heading into the second, and let's talk a little bit about Madison Davis. We talked about her before the game. It's important to talk about her a little bit more right now because a hat trick in the first quarter is absolutely unheard of. I mean, 3 goals in the matter of 4 minutes from Madison Davis there, just back to back to back. She really has been the key to the Lakers' success today, and I think it's very important to note that the Lakers, with a dominant performance here in the first half, and now would be a great time to take a look at these two teams' seasons so far, specifically in the SUNY Conference, because they are very comparable. So for the Lakers, they started off their SUNY run against the Fredonia State Blue Devils with a 21-6 win. New Paltz, of course, also beat Fredonia State 17-10. So these two teams, we could look at any of the SUNY games they've played against the same opponent, and it's very similar. The Lakers winning, the Hawks winning. I mean, these two teams are almost a match made in heaven when it comes to a great lacrosse game. The one outlier in this, 2 outliers, I should say. First of all, Cortland. The Lakers came out with a 10-8 win versus Cortland, whereas the Hawks lost 7-10. Now, the other outlier in here is the Potsdam Bears. And you're probably wondering why the Potsdam Bears. Both teams won their games against the Potsdam Bears, which is absolutely true. But New Paltz won 19-7 over Potsdam, and the Lakers snuck out of there with a 13-12 win, losing with 5 minutes remaining. But now, let's take a look at New Paltz's defense. I mean, they've just been phenomenal all game long. Of course, allowing those 5 goals in the first period may not seem like they've had the best defensive stance here, but if you were watching the game like I was, you would know they are. I mean, they're playing a nice tight zone, not allowing cutters to get open, pressuring any sort of cuts towards the goal, any sort of dodges towards the goal, and occasionally you're going to let a cutter through. You can't cover everything. There's only so many people on the field, and there's only so much space a player can cover at a certain time. So hats off to New Paltz for playing such a tight, well-rehearsed zone here on the field. But both teams now retaking the field of play as Alexis Hill again lining up for the draw. And And looks like this one's again going to be against Mia Baldinger. Iacovici still in goal for the Lakers, and Mascaro's still in net for the New Paltz Hawks as we await the referee's whistle here to start off the second quarter right here on WTOP 10. Hill doing phenomenal on these draws so far, looking to keep that momentum flowing here in the second. Alexis Hill sends this one behind her. This one's caught by Caitlin Shaw. Shaw, who had that mishap on the free position shot right at the end of the first period, looking to redeem herself here in the second. So the Hawks will bring this one to X. Send it over to Katie Piccarello. This one comes up top for Morgan Atwater. Atwater over to Shaw. Shaw looking to dodge, fakes to her right, goes left with it. Good defense from Sophie Russian to keep her at bay. And this one goes over to Katie Piccarello. Piccarello loses it for a second, able to get the ground ball, and she'll touch it right back into that offensive zone. Now down low is the New Paltz Hawks as here's Ava Padilla. Padilla with it, looking for a pass, sends it up top again to Morgan Atwater. Atwater looks to dodge, flips the pass instead to Shaw. Shaw on her right, back to her left, right again. Pass down the middle at X. Chance and just stuffed in front of the goal. That is absolutely going to be a free position shot for the New Paltz Hawks. The Lakers lucky to get away without a card there. I mean, a big hit right in front of net. But now a chance here for Ava Padilla to score here. The sophomore attacker. Lined up Lakers on all three sides of her. Head-to-head with Alana Iacovici. As we await the whistle here. Chance passes it, shot there, scores! And that one's going to be Lexi Atwater, her second goal of the afternoon. Makes it 5-3, and just like that, the New Paltz Hawks are just 2 goals behind the Oswego State Lakers. Both teams in their huddles after the goal. New Paltz Hawks, I'm sure, talking about what they can do to keep this momentum rolling. 2 straight goals from the Hawks. Lakers unable to answer so far. And for the Lakers, probably discussing that defensive battle, what they need to do to shut down this offense. I mean, realistically, for the Lakers, allowing these shooting space calls to happen, getting in that position where you're allowing that to happen is going to cost you goals, and that's something that they cannot afford to do. The Lakers have the lead. If they want to maintain this, they need to be careful defensively. They need to trust Alana Iacovici to make the saves that she is so capable of making out here on the field. But now on the draw, the Lakers send out Mackenzie Wynn, a new face, taking the draw for Oswego State. Mackenzie Wynn wastes no time. Looks like she's going to win that one, but it's batted down there by Baldinger. Baldinger still with it, sends it back to the defense. Chiara Retigliano with it. This one will go over to the far side for Sam Walmut. And a huge hit at midfield once again. Referee stopping play quickly, but the Lakers, again, still not seeing any cards, but being just as physical as the Hawks, who have already had 2 cards of their own, 1 green and 1 yellow. So it'll be interesting to see how this game carries out physically. Both teams not afraid to put a body on. And now with the ball, here's Katie Piccarello. Piccarello up top. Atwater with it to the right side, shot. Iacovici goes for the save, but play is stopped dead before then. Caitlin Shaw with another free position shot opportunity here. And the Lakers, this is their 3rd straight free position shot that they've given up here. Now waiting for the whistle is Shaw. Lining up her shot, goes for it, shoots! Saved by Iacovici, a huge save to keep it 5-3. Keep that Lakers 2-goal cushion that they have. And now, for the Lakers, it's Aubriana Green just running around like a madman. Able to get the ball back to Iacovici, and the Lakers will send this one up the right side. Sophie Russian unable to catch it. Tries to bat the ground ball ahead, but the New Paltz Hawks are all over it. And now the Hawks coming the other way. A chance for a fast break here. Katie Piccarello with it. And the Hawks are going to settle this one in instead, slow it down. The Hawks still with it here, just spinning the ball around. Here's Morgan Atwater over to Lexi Atwater. This one goes down to Picarello. Picarello to Atwater. Atwater shoots. Saved by Yakovisi. Bounced it off the post, but New Paltz comes away with it again. They'll bring this one back out. Lexi Atwater unable to find the back of the net, and another huge save from Yakovisi. This one intercepted by Sophie Russian, and she takes it the other way. A chance for a fast break for the Lakers. 5-on-5 here, so no fast break for now, but the Lakers now on the offensive end. That's Noelle Smith with it. Sends it back to Madison Davis. Davis over to Wynn. Wynn finds Smith on her right. Smith up top to Quirk, who sends it over to Russian. And the Lakers just moving this one around as that's Aubriana Green who finds Quirk. Smith, Wynn. All the way up to Quirk. Green. Green sends this one to Hill. Hill dodges, fakes two, finds Davis at X, clears out the middle just a little bit, and now Aubriana Green with it, looking to dodge, finds Julia Quirk, who finds Noelle Smith. Smith fakes the shot, goes back to Quirk. The Lakers doing a really good job of possessing the ball, just moving it around the outside and waiting for something to open up. Patience is a virtue here on the lacrosse field. So here's Julia Quirk to Smith. Down low, that pass a little high, but no trouble for Mackenzie Wynn. Wynn unable to get that pass off, defended closely by Carozzo. And that pass batted down. The Lakers now with 15 seconds on the shot clock need to get a shot off at the minimum. And another pass batted down. This New Paltz defense is feisty. It is vicious, and they are not giving the Lakers any room to breathe. As Davis shoots from far, saved very easily by Piper Mascaros. And now they will take this one the other way. Mascaros still with it, waiting for something to open up in the midfield, but the Lakers defending closely. Very closely is a good defensive stop there from Addison Costello. Loose ball battle. Lakers will come away with it after a penalty, and now Noelle Smith driving towards the goal. Alexis Hill with her in a stoppage. And a timeout here from the Oswego State Lakers. An interesting choice given the attack that they were just on, but of course leading 5-3 with 10:08 here, looking to add some more cushion. Might want to bring it into the huddle and talk things over. So both these teams have been great. We've got 10:08 here left in the second quarter, and the Lakers leading 5-3. Only one goal so far in this second period, and that's Lexi Atwater for New Paltz, assisted by Ava Padilla off of the free position shot. I thought for sure Padilla was going to take the shot herself, but she said, no, thank you, I want my assist. Pass it over to Lexi Atwater, who cut straight with her and led to a goal for the New Paltz Hawks. Yakovisi having a phenomenal game so far for the Lakers, though. A bunch of huge saves to keep that 2-goal cushion that they have. And to her credit, Piper Mascaros is also having a phenomenal game as well. Of course, 5 goals against her, but a great game for her so far as we take a look at the statistics. 5 goals, 5 saves, so a perfect 500 in net. And Yakovisi, just 2 saves and 3 goals allowed, so a 400 save percentage, but 2 huge saves for her to keep the Lakers in this lead. So now the Hawks coming back out onto the field, ready to defend their goal. The Lakers returning as well. As Noelle Smith, I'm sure, a little upset to have lost that fast break possession, but a timeout may have been needed. Of course, fatigue sets in here for both these teams. We're not even done with the first half yet. So take your breather, get some water, recoup down on the sideline, and now we're back in action at Laker Turf Stadium. Alexis Hill with it, sends this one up to Green. Over to Quirk. Hill sends it down to Wynn. Back to Hill. Quirk. Alexis Hill with it now. Green looks to dodge. Shut it down immediately. Back to Alexis Hill. Madison Davis with it now, coming up the far side. Green once again finds Quirk. Quirk to Smith. Smith finds Wynn. Wynn dragging that defender out, and Noelle Smith waiting up top. All the way to Aubriana Green, who was unable to catch the pass, just moving a little too fast for her. And now Morgan Woolley comes the other way. And now New Paltz with a chance for a fast break here. The Lakers able to slow things down, and that's Sophie Russian playing lockdown defense on her. And here's Kira Tucker, the senior, with it now. This one goes down low to Ava Padilla. Mia Baldinger with it. Baldinger looks to dodge a goal, gets past the defender, and a huge check there. Yakovisi able to control that one, but what a defensive effort there from Alexis Hill. We see her a lot on the offense, but you don't hear her too much on that end of the field. But a great check there to shut down that goal. And now Catherine Nash with it. This one over to the far side. Hill with it. Hill with it now, my apologies. Hill carrying across the middle, looking to slow things down. Defender on her back, not sure she knows she's there. And Mackenzie Wynn with it, down low, back up top to Wynn. Over to Julia Quirk. Finds Green. Green still with it. Over to Quirk. Quirk finds Smith down low to Wynn. Now Julia Quirk back across the middle, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, the Lakers do a phenomenal job of just moving the ball, rotating this offense, and forcing the defense to open up just a little bit. And here's Julia Quirk again up top. Aubriana Green finds Davis. Back to Davis again. Green. Quirk. Down low to Smith. Pass again, a little high for Wynn, but no worries there. Julia Quirk now one-on-one, finds Madison Davis. Davis with 15 on the shot clock. Chance, shoots, scores! That goal scored by Mackenzie Wynn. A great goal makes it 6-3 for Wynn, and that'll be Wynn's 16th goal of the season, putting her at 62 points on the year. Mackenzie Wynn with a beautifully taken goal there. Lakers, like I said, just breaking down that defense for about 80 seconds. Still only 10 seconds left on the shot clock there when that goal was scored. But that's what the Lakers do best. They tear the other team apart defensively. They tire them out. They force them to make those mistakes defensively. They force them to have to slide, and that's when they attack. So now Mackenzie Wynn on the draw here against Mia Baldinger, as both teams await the whistle. And Davis lines up this one. Still unsure who's going to come away with it. The New Paltz Hawks for now, as they'll take this down the midfield, and a check to the head is going to send Sophie Russian to the sideline for 2 minutes. So now the Lakers a player down for the next 2 minutes. This penalty, of course, is releasable with a goal. But if the Lakers not looking to let up another, that would make it just a 1 or a 2-goal game here, rather. And the MVPs discuss the MVPs in the DK Experience, the silliest, goofiest sports show on your roster. Join Dylan and Kenny on the DK Experience, Mondays at 10:30, only on WTOP 10. So now still awaiting the official's whistle here. And the New Paltz Hawks will finally check this one in. This one goes down behind the goal for the Hawks. As with it now is Mia Baldinger, sends it up top. A chance here for Atwater. Up to Shaw. Down the right side, back up top to Shaw. Atwater with it. Dodges past one. Shoots. That one goes wide of the goal. Yakovisi had it covered. But now Ava Padilla will take this one in. And a second ball somehow made its way onto the field here, so we have to stop for that one. But back in action here now, as it's the Hawks with 6:50 left on the clock. Send it over to the right side for Piccarello. And across the way to Morgan Atwater, up top to Shaw. Down at X once again. Over to the far side up top, a cutter, batted down, but Shaw gets the ground ball for now. Loose ball once again, Lakers battling, able to come away with it for now. There's a huge ground ball by Sadie Zemanek, but she'll lose it again. And this loose ball battle is going to be one to talk about here a little bit later on as the New Paltz Hawks come away with this one again. Hawks send it up top to Nash. Over to the far side. Shaw with it now. Piccarello, cutter across the middle. Chance, no shot is there, so they'll go back out to X. And the Lakers playing that zone, not pressuring the X defender. A good call here for them. No need to do it. Julia Quirk battling for this ground ball. Comes away with it and runs up the near side of the field. You see her go. Absolutely flying, leaving her defender. That's Nicole Matthews in the dust. And Julia Quirk with it here. Sends this one back to Smith. Up top to Green. Green to win. Back to Green. And Julia Quirk will settle this one in. The Lakers still with it. Still 60 seconds on that shot clock for this possession, so they will take their sweet, sweet time. Pass a little high. Able to slow that one down is Aubriana Green. And Julia Quirk takes a step back from the offensive zone. Brings in Sophie Russian. Quirk just taking a quick breather. Lakers still with it, possessing. Aubriana Green dodges past one, flips it up to Russian. Smith with it. Back up top to Russian, over to Green. Green looking to dodge through three defenders. Shoots, saved by Piper Mascaros. Mascaros covers. And now a chance for a clear from the New Paltz Hawks. Mascaros takes this over to the right side. A shooting player coming across the middle. Grabs it as that's Lexi Atwater. Atwater down the right side, contested closely here by Mackenzie Wynn. She'll send it back defensively to Rutigliano. Piscaros. And now the New Paltz Hawks get it into that offensive zone here. Hawks still with it here. Up on the far side is Shaw. Carrying across the middle. Shaw looking to dodge. Looks for the cutter. Not there. And that's going to be a tipped pass out of bounds. So Lakers will take it the other way. Still a lot of work to do to get this ball into that offensive zone, though. And Lakers carrying up the far side is Catherine Nash. Nash finds Costello. Costello carrying now right along the sideline. Tiptoeing. Finally loses it. That ball goes out of bounds, but batted by a New Paltz player, so Lakers will retain possession. That's Cassidy Croce who finds Green. Over to the far side. The Lakers still with it, just slowing things down once again. Green up top. Hill says, I want it myself. Shoots, scores! Sidearm shot, Alexis Hill flying across the middle. Makes it 7-3. Oswego Hill's second goal of the day. Puts her at 63 points on the year. Now a huge goal there from Alexis Hill, unassisted. Did all the work herself. Ran through what appeared to be the entire New Paltz defense and ripped a sidearm shot past the gloves, or the shoulder side of Piper Mascaros. So the Lakers now with a 4-goal lead, a nice big cushion with 3:13 remaining here in the second period. And it'll be Mackenzie Wynn lining up for the draw here against Morgan Atwater. Atwater back on the draw after taking a brief hiatus where Mia Baldinger filled in for her. The Lakers with a 7-3 lead, looking to improve it before the half. Draw goes up. This one won by the New Paltz Hawks as that's Atwater carrying down the middle. Atwater brings it over to the far side. Finds Shaw, and they will slow it down on this one. As with it now is Allison Beatty. And the New Paltz Hawks still circling around, waiting for an opportunity to strike. And we've just got word that Alexis Hill's goal that she just scored was the 50th of her Oswego State career. So congratulations to Alexis Hill. A chance now for the Hawks to get one back. Great defense there from the Lakers. That's Sophie Russian playing tightly, not allowing any room to breathe for Morgan Atwater. The Hawks pressured heavily at X here. They'll bring this one out to Lexi Atwater. Atwater dodging down the right side, slowed down by that Lakers defense. Aubriana Green, the one to thank for that one. And this one goes across the back. A little too high there for Shannon Lewis. And the Lakers are going to bring this one the other way. 7-3 momentum in Oswego's favor. 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. And Oswego State still with it. Going down the right side as that's Addison Costello with it. This one goes across the middle. Russian finds it over to Wynn. Wynn cuts back to the middle. Finds Alexis Hill on the far side. Hill still holding on with it. Sends it up top to Aubriana Green, who will slow things down here. Wynn sends it down to Smith at X. Smith's pass tipped and looks like the Hawks will try and take it the other way. Smith not giving up that easy, though, able to get the ground ball. The Lakers now looking to slow down and reset just a little bit with 40 seconds on this shot clock. Alexis Hill with it. Alexis Hill bringing it out, trying to draw a defender and open up some space in the middle. New Paltz quick to recover there once the pass is thrown. The Lakers here with it at X, up to Noel Smith. Smith across the middle to Quirk. Quirk looking to dodge, to her left hand, to her left again. And a stoppage of play here. That's going to be a free position shot after another shooting space call on the New Paltz Hawks. Now, we've seen a lot of shooting space opportunities here for both teams, but Julia Quirk with a chance to capitalize straight down the middle here. Quirk waiting for the whistle, one-on-one with Mascaros. Ready, shoots, scores! Bottom left corner. Julia Quirk makes it 8-3 with 37 seconds remaining here in the first half. So the Lakers now with a 5-goal cushion looking to head into halftime with that cushion. A great performance from them here so far, and they will look to keep things going here in the next 30 or so seconds here of the first half. But a huge goal from Julia Quirk, a huge momentum booster, and it seems like it's all Oswego as of right now. Lining up for the draw here now is once again Mackenzie Wynn. Mackenzie Wynn for Oswego, and for the New Paltz Hawks, it'll be Morgan Atwater. Up it goes. Lakers again win this one, looking to make it 9-3 before the end of the period. 30 seconds remain as there's Sophie Russian wasting no time getting the ball into that offensive zone. Finds Madison Davis on the far side. Davis across the middle. Finds Wynn. Wynn looking for a pass. Goes back to Davis. Across the middle, the Russian double teamed in front of the net. Ground ball unable to be picked up, and the Hawks will take this one the other way because now it's Lexi Atwater. 5 seconds remaining. Going to try and get a shot off here, but it'll be from pretty far out. And the buzzer sounds, so it will not count. Yakovisi makes the save anyway, but the Lakers leading 8-3 over the New Paltz Hawks here in Oswego, New York at Laker Turf Stadium. That's all for the first half, so we're going to take a quick break, but when we return, it'll be more SUNY lacrosse action right here on WTOP 10. Don't go anywhere.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
If you like action, romance,
If you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
surfaces this.
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh, boy!
Only on WTOP.
And welcome back into Laker Turf Stadium. In case you're just joining us, my name is Mike Nair. So far, the Lakers leading 8-3 over the New Paltz Hawks right here at Laker Turf Stadium in Oswego, New York. Now, for the Oswego State Lakers, it's been a phenomenal first-half experience, and the key player has been Madison Davis. I mean, just a dominant performance all around from her. If we take a look at her statistics here, I mean, it's just been phenomenal. 3 goals back-to-back-to-back as well, a hat trick with no goals in between, as well as 1 assist tacked on for a total of 4 points. So just a great game. She also tacked on 1 ground ball in the first half here, so a phenomenal performance from her. And if we head over to New Paltz's side, it's got to be Lexi Atwater. 2 goals for her of the 3 goals for the New Paltz Hawks. Not as good of a half for them, but still plenty of game left for them. Plenty of time for them to try and push back on this lead and get the game back for themselves. So plenty of game left here. And let's take a look around the SUNYAC, because I know it's what you're all looking for, what you're all hoping to hear from me. So first of all, we've got the most important game other than the one you're watching here on WTOP 10, the Cortland Red Dragons versus the Buffalo State Bengals. The Red Dragons currently lead 11-3 with about a minute left in the first half. If we move down to the other 2 matchups, Potsdam is leading Morrisville 9-4 with 4 minutes remaining in the second half. And the Canton Kangaroos are beating the Plattsburgh State Cardinals 10-3 at halftime. So 3 great games here in the SUNYAC Conference. It'll be interesting to see how everything plays out, but it looks like none of these games are quite as close as we thought they would be. Now, moving on from that, I want to take one more look at some of the things we've seen here today. Of course, 8-3, I mentioned that hat trick from Madison Davis, but along with that, Alexis Hill also has 4 points, 2 goals, and 2 assists for the Oswego State Lakers. Sophie Russian tacked on a goal, Julia Quirk tacked on a goal, and Mackenzie Wynn tacked one on as well. Over for the New Paltz Hawks, one player has all 3 assists, and it's Ava Padilla, as well as Kira Tucker, who tacked on the first goal of the game. First goal scored by either team. Now, with that being said, both of these teams have a lot to lose here as well as a lot to win. As we mentioned in the pregame show, the Oswego State Lakers with a win today would secure the #1 seed in the SUNYAC Conference. New Paltz with a win today would get 1 step closer to pulling Oswego down and possibly earning themselves the 1 seed in the SUNYAC Conference, barring a Cortland loss in one of their final 2 games of the season. So with things still underway, it's unsure to see exactly who will win the conference, but if the score we have right now sticks in the second, it will be the Oswego State Lakers, your 2025 SUNYAC regular season champions. Of course, there is still the SUNYAC Conference Tournament. But folks, that is going to do it for our halftime show. So we're going to head to a quick break, but don't go anywhere, because when we return, it'll be more live action here on WTOP 10.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris. That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts. It's showtime, Crits. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No.
Spin the wheel. But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
If you like action, romance,
If you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
surfaces this.
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn. Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
Welcome back in to Laker Turf Stadium in Oswego, New York for the second half of SUNY women's lacrosse between the Oswego State Lakers and the New Paltz Hawks. Now we've had a phenomenal first half here. Two great teams battling out and the Lakers leading 8-3, but let's take a look at this coaching battle. First for the Lakers is Britt Howard. Now, Britt Howard has been with the Oswego State Lakers since 2016 with a 64-49 overall record, 37-22 in the SUNY, so she knows how to win with this team. Now we'll talk about Randy Veit a little bit later, but for now, let's get back into the action here. The Oswego State Lakers winning the first draw here of the second half, wasting no time doing so. And the Lakers with it. If they lose this one, it'll come the other way as it's the New Paltz Hawks on it now. The Hawks carrying down the field. They'll swing this one back. Just holding on to it, slowing things down as that's Kira Tucker with it. Sends it over to Katie Piccarello. This one goes back behind the goal over to the far side. And here's Shaw with it now. Shaw sends this one over to the far side. Shaw with it once again, looking to dodge, goes past one, past Quirk. Quirk slows her down, spins back, shoots, scores! Just like that, 8-4, Catherine Shaw, a solo goal. My apologies, Caitlin Shaw, a solo goal. Spins right past Julia Quirk, takes it lefty and puts it past the stick of Yakovisi. Now 8-4 with 14:06 here remaining in the second half. And the Lakers, maybe a little bit of concern here letting up a goal that quickly, but they also did the same thing to start out the game just a few seconds, just a few minutes into the game, allowing that first goal from the New Paltz Hawks. But from there, the Lakers never looked back, went into the half ahead 8-3, and now 8-4, the Lakers leading after that goal here from Caitlin Shaw. On the draw for the Lakers is Mackenzie Wynn, and once again, it's going to be Mia Baldinger for the Hawks. Referee placing the ball in the center. This one goes up. Batted down, and the Hawks are going to come away with this one as Baldinger picks up the ground ball off of her own draw. And now the Hawks looking to make it 5 goals. Send this one back behind X. Dodging across the middle is Padilla. Over to the far side for Shaw. Shaw with it now. Still holding on. Passes it up to Atwater. Atwater dodges past 2. Shoots, scores, top corner, 8-5. And just like that, this game is back on. The Lakers had all the momentum going into the half. But it's amazing what a 10-minute break can do to a team. I mean, just complete collapse here in the first minute and a half from the Oswego State Lakers. And I don't know what changes were made by the New Paltz Hawks on the sideline during halftime, but whatever they did, it's working. So now the Lakers head back to midfield after allowing 2 goals in such a short amount of time, looking to win a draw and get at least an offensive possession here so they can have some sort of opportunity to find the back of the net. And Julia Quirk stepping up for the draw now against Baldinger. Quirk we have not seen on a draw yet today, but she is deadly on them. As good as they come. Quirk lined up with Baldinger. Awaiting that whistle from the referee. And here it is. That one goes behind Quirk over towards Sophie Russian, who picks it up. Will try and turn upfield, but is just swarmed by New Paltz Hawks. Gets it over to Aubriana Green. Green using that speed that we've seen all day, sprinting up the right side. Get that one into the offensive zone and get the Lakers a possession. Madison Davis with it now in the corner. Sends this one up top for Alexis Hill. Hill over to Russian, who finds Quirk. Down to Smith on the far side. Mackenzie Wynn back to Smith. Quirk up top. Alexis Hill a little late on that cut, and it allows the New Paltz Hawks to intercept and take it the other way as Caitlin Shaw was playing tight on her there. And now Mascaros with it. Slowly carrying this one up the field. Launches it across midfield. Caught there by Kira Tucker. First goal scorer of the afternoon here today. Swings it over to Sam Walmut. Walmut finds Baldinger in the middle. Baldinger over to the far side. This one goes down low for the New Paltz Hawks. Cutters across the middle, but nothing open yet. Back behind the goal again is Baldinger. Baldinger looking to get past Quirk again. Looks for another spin. Doesn't do it this time. Ball comes back up top. Here's Shaw with it. Defended by Russian. My apologies. Defended by Hill. Tries to get past Hill, but Hill does a great job making her lose the ball there momentarily. Able to get the ground ball once again, but a good stop from Alexis Hill. This one down low now with Padilla. Padilla looks to fake, trying to get past Quirk, but Quirk says no thank you. Now dodging from X is Baldinger. Baldinger around the top, looks for a shot, rips it, saved by Yakovisi. A very important save, but Hawks get the ground ball and maintain possession. Shot clock now at 60. And the Hawks still with it here. Baldinger again at X. Masalo steps this time. And Lakers had 2 players stepping there, left the middle open, but the pass a little too high, unable to get anything out of it as the Hawks. So the Lakers will try and take this the other way, as with the ground balls, Catherine Nash. Nash still carrying here now. And this one goes behind the goal. A big push down at the back, and the Lakers are going to take this one from their own end line. Julia Quirk picks it up. Goes down the far side of the field, sprinting past the competition. Already by 2, looking to get past the third. Flies past Padilla, keeps it on the sideline, tiptoeing her way down. Gets past 4 and gets all the way into that offensive zone before finally being checked very aggressively. Loses the ball, but gets the penalty call, so the Lakers will maintain possession on this one. The Lakers still with it here. Hill finds Russian, who sends it back over to Quirk. This one's going to go down low. Win back up to Smith. Ball makes its way over to Russian again. Russian looking to dodge. Pass one, but step two by the close defender. And now Madison Davis coming around the side with it. Davis across the middle to Quirk. Smith finds Wynn down low. Smith still with it. Cassidy Cross playing that crease very well, blocking any vision for the goalie. And a good little dodge there by Sophie Russian to get around the defender, but the Lakers still trying to penetrate the middle here. Madison Davis up top to Russian, pass a little behind her, and New Paltz is going to capitalize on this, taking it the other way. Still 8-5, 9:45 left to go, and now New Paltz with a chance. This one's high, 2-on-1 opportunity here. Batted down, a huge stop there from Aubriana Green. And now the Lakers coming the other way. Alexis Hill flying down the field, still in her left, finds Davis in front of goal of stoppage of play. And we're going to have a free position shot here for the Lakers. And my apologies, that was Sadie Zemanek with the huge stop, not Aubriana Green. Must give credit where credit is due there. But now Alexis Hill with a chance to make it 9-5. Hill lining up, looking for yet another goal, ready for it, spins back, shoots, scores! Alexis Hill, a beautifully taken sidearm goal, bounces it into the bottom left-hand corner, gaps it right next to Piper Mascaros, and somehow finds the back of the net. Just beautifully taken. 9-5 Oswego, 9:16 left here in the third quarter. And with that goal from Alexis Hill, she completes her hat trick, 3 goals and 2 assists on the afternoon for her. 9:16 remaining here in the third quarter of play between the Oswego State Lakers and the New Paltz Hawks. It'll again be Julia Quirk and Mia Baldinger on the draw here, as the Lakers improve their cushion to 4 goals once again. But we saw New Paltz come out at the half with some passion, some fire, some ambition, scoring 2 goals in a minute and 30 seconds and building some momentum, which appears to have maybe drowned down a little bit. But now Madison Davis with it, touching into that offensive zone. Lakers find it, make the ball find its way over to the far side where Noelle Smith sends it to Mackenzie Wynn. Back to Smith. This one comes up to Green. Over to Hill. Up top to Russian. Back to Hill. Alexis Hill dodging. Pass 2. Unable to get through. Looks for the pass. Back to Green. And now to Mackenzie Wynn. Sophie Russian with an opportunity here. Unable to get through, so she'll send it back out. Now Smith with it. Dodges. Almost loses the ball, able to hold on. This one goes to Wynn all the way up top to Green once again. Green dodges past 1, goes past 2 and 3, shoots, scores! 10-5 Oswego. Aubriana Green just flying through that defense, not giving them any chance to stop her. She said, pass 1, pass 2, pass 3, I'll take my goal. Thank you very much. Green's first point of the day, her first goal of the day. Off of her second shot, a beautifully taken goal. Again, into that bottom left corner where it seems like Mascaros has maybe been struggling just a little bit. But now these two teams, Lakers ahead 10-5 with 8:12 left in the third period. As again, it's Julia Quirk on the draw versus Mia Baldinger. Both teams just awaiting that whistle to get the action back underway, and there it goes. Ball was flying up, caught by Shaw, and the Hawks with an offensive possession here. Shaw sends it back across the middle for Atwater. Atwater swings it all the way over to Piccarello. Piccarello back to Atwater. The Hawks with an opportunity, dodge to the left. Caitlin Shaw, my apologies. Across the middle, chance for a shot from Piccarello. Piccarello shut down by Hill, and that's going to be a stoppage of play and a free position shot. Alexis Hill just gets a little too close there into that shooting space, and it'll lead to an opportunity for a goal here from Piccarello. Piccarello one-on-one with Iacovici. Defenders on either side of her, waiting for that whistle here. There it is. Piccarello unable to get through in time. Turns back, and a huge steal from Alexis Hill. Takes the ball right out the stick of Piccarello. Gets the pass off to the attackman. That's Mackenzie Wynn with it now on the far side. Mackenzie Wynn trying to get through. Double teamed here. Finally loses the ball, but not before being checked in the head. So Wynn will retain possession here. She wastes no time putting it back in play, finding Noelle Smith. Now Julia Quirk with it. This one goes back down to Smith. Quirk with it once again. Over to Kroos. Kroos finds Alexis Hill. Back to Kroos. And the Lakers just moving the ball back and forth around this imaginary arc up top, waiting for New Paltz to come out and pressure a little more so they can open up that middle area. Alexis Hill stepping in just a bit. Madison Davis with it now, starting at X and rounding her way around the near side of the field. Quirk sends it over to Green. Lakers with it still. Mackenzie Wynn at X up top to Green. Green looks to dodge again. Pass one. Unable to get past the second three this time. But now the Lakers with it again. Davis to Quirk. Kroos finds Smith. Back to Kroos. Hit hard as she passes that one. And that's going to be a penalty, absolutely. Just no need to be that physical when a player is just passing the ball to a teammate. So Noelle Smith still with it, and now a free position shot from a not-so-good position. But a cutter across the middle, chance shot off the pipe. That's Julia Quirk unable to find the back of the net, but the Lakers get the ground ball, so they'll get to try one more time. And now Aubriana Green with this one. Over to Kroos up top. Quirk with it. Still with Quirk over to Kroos again. And the Lakers taking their sweet, sweet time with 5:45 left in the third period here. This one's going to go over the head of Cassidy Kroos. Julia Quirk trying to keep this one in the offensive zone, which she will do. Quirk now down the left side has to get the pass off. Finds Noelle Smith. Cutter across the middle, not going to be there in time, so Alexis Hill takes it from behind the goal. Pass across the middle into a congested area, batted down, but picked up by Kroos. And Madison Davis with a little, I'm not even sure what to call that. It looked like a slap shot. She bats it in. The pass from Cassidy Kroos just hit it down into the back of the net. Lakers now leading 11-5 with 5:20 remaining here in the third period. And what a day it's been for Madison Davis. A quick stick goal, a behind-the-back goal, 4 total goals, and that hat trick in the first quarter all alone. I mean, just a phenomenal performance from her. And this Lakers team, it's clear that they want to win. They want to be here. They believe they should be the SUNY champions. And the Lakers awaiting the next draw, leading 11-5. Taking this one is going to be Mackenzie Wynn once again. So straying away from Julia Quirk, who we've seen so much here in the first half. And Lakers unable to win the draw. It'll go the way of the New Paltz Hawks. Must have been pushed down there, was the Hawks player taking the draw. So now a chance for New Paltz to get a couple of goals back here before the end of the third. Here's Shaw with the ball. Sends this one down low to the corner for Lewis. At X with it. This one goes up top, back to Shaw. Shaw sends it over to Baldinger. Chance now. Pass a little too short for Kira Tucker. Unable to get there in time. And now it's going to be Catherine Nash taking it the other way for Oswego. Nash flying down the right sideline. Nash trying to get past all these defenders. She will. Gets over that black line and in the clear, but an illegal stick check will keep the ball in possession for the Oswego State Lakers. So now Cassidy Kroos with it on the offensive side. Kroos still with it. This one goes up top over to Quirk. And down to the far side for the Oswego State Lakers. Back over to Kroos, down low to Hill. Kroos with it again. And the Lakers just going to move the ball around here. Finally a dodge from Aubriana Green, but she spits it right back out. The Lakers taking their time, forcing mistakes from the New Paltz Hawks defense. Oswego still with it. Kroos with a chance. A lot of open space in front of her, but again, she elects to continue this passing chain the Lakers have. Davis across the middle. Shot! Saved there. A huge save from Piper Mascaros. Julia Quirk's going to get there before the ball is able to roll out of bounds, and now Aubriana Green with it. Clock will reset to 60 seconds, the shot clock that is. And with about 3:30 left here in the third period, the Lakers are taking their time and enjoying this lead that they have. Julia Quirk with it again over to Green. Green down low to Hill. Hill dodges past one. Looks to get past the second, unable to. Flips it off to Cassidy Kroos. Now Quirk with it to Kroos. Over to the right side. Hill with it. Hill looking to dodge a goal again. Davis on her right. Finds Davis. Davis up top. Chance here for Green. Green dodges. Shoots. Scores! Aubriana Green with her second goal of the afternoon into the top left corner past Piper Mascaros, who's let in 12 goals this afternoon. Now, to her credit, she's faced 20 shots, has recorded 8 saves, so still a phenomenal 400 save percentage from Mascaros. A lot to be proud of for her. She's playing a phenomenal game. But when a team is pestering you this much in the goal, there's only so much that you can do. So now, with 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here in the third period, the Lakers lead the Hawks 12-5. Must have brought their A game today. Thought this one was going to be a little closer, but hey, still plenty of game left here. And now on the draw for the Oswego State Lakers, it looks like it's going to be Sophie Russian taking this one against Mia Baldinger. Russian and Baldinger lined up. Quirk battling here with Atwater on one end of the midfield circle. And Russian will touch this one into that offensive zone, bring it all the way back to X, and finally keep the ball in bounds with a little rolling pass after almost being pushed out, forcing a possession change. So Julia Quirk with it now over to Cassidy Kroos. Kroos holding on to it for now, letting the Lakers get all set in motion on this offensive possession. Finds Alexis Hill. Alexis Hill, where she's so dangerous on this near side. Over to Quirk. This one goes down low to Smith, who finds Wynn. Lakers still with it, just passing the ball around, increasing that possession. Back to Green, who scored the last 2 goals for Oswego State. Green looking to make it her third. Kroos with it down to Hill. Hill finds Davis. Davis looks for Green cutting across the middle and not going to get there. Pass batted down and collected by Piper Mascaros. So now the Hawks looking to clear and go the other way. Mascaros still with the ball here. 1:30 remaining in the third period here as Mascaros slowly walks this one up. And that pass tipped by Cassidy Kroos for the Oswego State Lakers. Oswego is going to pick up the ground ball, go right back at goal. Here comes Catherine Nash running down the middle, uncontested. One defender to beat. Ready, shoots, scores! Catherine Nash, another goal scorer for the Oswego State Lakers. Catherine Nash doesn't find the back of the net too often. A defender, she's done a great job all game on the backside of the field, but now she gets her chance to shine up top. Catherine Nash, have yourself a day. That is now 7 different goal scorers for the Oswego State Lakers with the addition of Nash. And with 1:11 left here in the third period, the New Paltz Hawks need a timeout. It's been a great game here between these two teams, but the Lakers have sort of run away with it here in the third period. I mean, just outscoring the Hawks, plain and simple. 5-2 in the first, 3-1 in the second, and then again 5-2 in the third. So, of course, still another 15-minute period of play, but if the score stands, the Hawks would need to score 8 unanswered just to tie things up. So a long climb ahead of them to get themselves back into this game. But for the Lakers, it's got to be about holding this momentum, keeping strong, keeping things going for this team, because they've had a phenomenal season. They're yet to lose a SUNY game. They have this game and then one more SUNY conference game left for this entire season. So if they can go out and beat Buffalo State next Wednesday and finish their SUNYAC run 9-0 in the regular season, that would be a phenomenal accomplishment, something the team has never done before, something that was unheard of. And along with that, if they win this game today, first time ever a 10-game win streak for the Oswego State Lakers. Not to mention they would secure the regular season conference title for the SUNYAC Conference. So a lot on the line here, and the Lakers came to play, as we can see, leading 13-5. Just a phenomenal performance from this Oswego State team. Both teams now retaking the field here. And folks, Stick to Sports is the best source for news, trade rumors, and updates for your favorite teams across the nation. Join myself and my 3 friends Monday night at 10:30 p.m. only on WTOP 10. So now both teams taking the field once again. A minute 11 left here in the third period. Lakers leading 13-5. Stepping up for the draw here will be Sophie Russian and Mia Baldinger on this one. Russian has seen quite a bit of success on the draws so far and looks to continue that here, which on what will probably be the last draw of the third period. Referee placing the ball now as we await the whistle here. And Russian battling for the ground ball, unable to get it as Baldinger comes away with this one. Quickly swings it over to Atwater. Atwater now carrying down the far side. Looks for Padilla. Drops the pass. Tries to get the ground ball. Loses two, but a loose ball push will keep the ball in New Paltz's possession. New Paltz with it still. This one comes up top to Atwater, who is unable to handle the pass. Lakers looking to get it back. Lakers stepped off sides on this one, though. So Oswego beat very early on there, but a huge check by Sophie Russian to recover from that loss. And it's going to lead to a free position shot here for the New Paltz Hawks with 22 seconds left here in the third period. So clock running, it'll be down to the wire here. See if New Paltz can get one back before the end of the third. Looking to, obviously, here's Shaw with it. Shaw looks into the middle. Unable to get the pass off as we're down to 5 seconds remaining. And, folks, it looks like this might just do it for the third period of play. Pass is no good, and shot's not going to get off before the buzzer sounds. So let's first talk about this New Paltz team. I mean, kicked things off in the third period kind of the same way they started the first. Honestly, if you look at the first and the third periods, they are almost identical. The Lakers outscoring the Hawks 5-2. But if we take a look, New Paltz scored 2 unanswered to start the period, just like they did in the first. And then after that, the Lakers had a field day, scoring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unanswered goals, both in the first and the third period. So the Lakers feeding off of getting into a closer game, really building that momentum when it's needed. And now a 13-5 lead for Oswego State. But let's talk a little bit about these New Paltz players, because 5 goals for New Paltz, and they've been split up pretty evenly. Of course, we have Caitlin Shaw with 1 goal, Morgan Atwater with 1 goal, Kira Tucker with 1 goal, and then, of course, as I mentioned earlier, Lexi Atwater with 2 goals on the afternoon. And along with that, we have 3 assists for Ava Padilla, who's had a phenomenal afternoon. One thing I will say about New Paltz, though, and I mentioned it a little earlier, but let's talk about their defense, because they're not doing a bad job defensively. They're playing a really tight zone. They're doing a good job of pressuring the first and second attackers, but it's that third player. Once one player gets beaten, they have to slide. That number 3 player that's getting open for Oswego is almost always finding the back of the net. And that's just good execution from the Oswego State Lakers. I'm sure they've worked this in practice all week. They know what they're doing. They know how to beat this defense, a really strong defense. They know how to beat it, and they're executing it to absolute perfection. So hats off to New Paltz. They're playing a phenomenal game defensively, but Oswego State just figured out what they need to do to break this defense, and they're executing it. Plain and simple. But now the buzzer sounds, both teams heading back to their benches or back out onto the field here. So the Lakers lead 13-5, and the final period of play is about to be underway. So the Lakers leading 13-5, as I mentioned. Seems the wind has died down just a little bit outside. It's also gotten quite a bit chillier, with the sun sort of hiding behind the clouds a little more than it was when the game started off at 4 p.m. But again, it'll be Sophie Russian stepping up to take the draw. This time it's going to be against Morgan Atwater. So we've kind of seen it with both teams, the Lakers as well as the Hawks, sort of rotating between 3 or 4 different players on these draws, just giving their players rest, allowing them a chance to breathe. But all of these players are extremely capable of taking draws that we've seen, and the draw battle has not been perfect, but it's been pretty close to 50-50 if we take a look. Draws, unfortunately, have not been recorded for today. My apologies. Yes, they have. The Lakers have won 11, and the Hawks have won 7. So a decent job here so far from both teams on the draws, but the Lakers leading the battle ever so slightly. And now, lining up is Russian and Atwater, waiting for the whistle. Here it comes. That one goes towards the stick of Alexis Hill, who will pick it up. Starts going the wrong way for a second. Might have forgotten it was the fourth quarter. And looks to pass to Davis, but some confusion between the two. Davis was not looking. That ball's going to roll into the corner, where New Paltz will pick it up. And we've got a new goaltender in goal for the Hawks. Gabriella Tommaso takes the cage away from Piper Mascaro, so her day will be finished, at least for the time being. Now, Gabriella Tommaso, just as accomplished as Mascaros in goal this season. In fact, very similar statistics. The exact same amount of saves, exact same amount of goals allowed, a slightly better save percentage, and a slightly lower goals allowed average. So these two goalies have both just been phenomenal all season long. They've been splitting time all season. And I think it's finally time for them to try and figure out who is going to be our player to go to in the SUNYAC playoffs, because it's been a battle between the two all season long. But now the Lakers coming down the far side. That's Julia Quirk with the ball. Quirk gets it into Davis in the corner. Right back to Quirk. Kroos with it. Over to Russian. Russian down to Smith, who finds Wynn in the corner. Back up to Smith. The Lakers taking their time, spinning this one around. Leading 13-5, the Lakers would only need 2 more unanswered goals to activate that running clock that we have in Division III lacrosse here. So now cutting a goal, unable to get that one off. Chance here from Madison Davis. Now across the middle, Cutter shoots just wide. Mackenzie Wynn trying to find the back of the net. A quick stick goes right past the goal, but good backup by Alexis Hill, who wastes no time starting the next attack. Wynn goes for yet another cut, unable to get that one. And this one's going to be sent back to Tommaso. Tommaso taking her time, carrying this one up the field. Tommaso launches this one far. Little too far for the stick of Kira Tucker. Now both teams battling for the ground ball. Cassidy Kroos finally comes out with it, and this one's going to come right back Oswego's way. Running up the right side for the Lakers is Addison Costello. Costello still with it, absolutely flying past the competition. Down in the corner to Davis, back up top. Wynn finds Quirk. Quirk still with it, sends that one to the right side for Kroos. Back to Quirk. And this one's going to go down low to Smith. Back up top. And it'll make its way down to Mackenzie Wynn. Cassidy Kroos with this one, space to work with, finds Davis at the X. Cutter across the middle. Ground ball picked up here by Noelle Smith right in front of the crease, unable to get a shot off, but takes it behind, and now the Lakers still trying to find the back of the net once again. Madison Davis down low to Hill. Hill back to Davis. This one comes over to Quirk. Wynn with it. Wynn dodges past one. Nice little floater pass into Davis. Davis with a jump shot, back foot. Unable to get that one, but what a goal that would have been if she was able to find the back of the net. I mean, one-footed off balance, step back three, looking like Steph Curry. Unable to find the back of the net, though. And the New Paltz Hawks will try and take this one the other way. Tommaso still holding it in her own defensive zone, waiting for something to open up, but appears nothing will, and finally gets the pass off to Amy Whitman. Whitman sends it over to Carozzo. Carozzo still with it. This one goes back up top to Kira Tucker. And down low to Padilla. This one comes back up top for the New Paltz Hawks. Dodging now. Here's Atwater with it. Unable to get through. Sends this one over to Shaw. Shaw looks to dodge as well. Again, Lakers holding strong defensively. Playing a nice tight zone. Split dodge is no good. New Paltz able to keep that one in bounds as that's Mia Baldinger saving the play. And a stoppage of play. Looks like someone may have gotten roughed up just a little bit. So we will take a break here for now. But do you like what you see here? Because there's way more to come. There's another lacrosse game Wednesday, April 23rd at 4 p.m. only on WTOP 10. And that will be men's lacrosse. So Lakers still leading 13-5. 10:06 remaining here in the fourth period. As Morgan Atwater will have to take a quick sabbatical on the sideline. Hope she is okay, able to run off the field by herself, which is a great thing to see. But now the Hawks offensively, my apologies, looking to get back just a little bit. Dodging past one. Julia Quirk playing tight defense. Pass to be flipped out to Shaw. Back across the middle. Chance shoots, scores. But we've got a stoppage before the goal is scored. I'm not sure exactly what the call was, but Oswego will take the ball the other way. And an unfortunate turn of events there for the New Paltz Hawks, who found the back of the net, got it past Yakovisi, but it just didn't count. Just a penalty on the play will not allow that goal to stand. So now the Lakers on the offensive again, as they're going to try and swing this one to Kroos. Kroos with it, finds Quirk. And now New Paltz playing panic mode a little bit. You can see them running around. That's Retigliano pressing high on the Lakers here, trying to get the ball back for her team. Julia Quirk sends this one down to Wynn, who finds Smith on goal line extended. Smith still with it. Stoppage of play. We're going to have a penalty here. It's got a little too rough there from the New Paltz Hawks, so the Lakers will try again. And Noelle Smith with a free position shot from a less than ideal position. I don't think anyone on earth could score a shot from there, so we're going to send it back up top. Sophie Russian with it. This one goes over to Hill. Hill still with it, looking for someone to open up for her. Unable to find anything right now. Hill still carrying, comes all the way across the top, finds Smith. Smith down low. Tries to get it to Quirk. Quirk looks to keep that one in bounds, but is unable to. So 13-5 still, the Lakers leading. And this one will go back to Gabriella Tommaso, the goaltender. Wastes no time getting the clear off. This one comes right up the middle to Retigliano. Finds Kira Tucker with it. New Paltz touches this in on the far side and gets it to Shaw. Shaw swings it over to Retigliano. This one down low now. With its Padilla. Padilla still holding it X. Finds Shaw finally up top. This one goes to Piccarello. Piccarello spins past one. Cutter across the middle. Chance. Shot. Score. That's number 2. Lexi Atwater for the New Paltz Hawks makes it 13-6. 7:34 remaining here in the fourth. New Paltz chipping away at that lead just a little bit, but they've got a long uphill battle with only 7 minutes remaining if they want to get themselves back in this game. It's got to be crunch time. It's got to be now. Every possession has to be theirs. And the Lakers regrouping with Alana Yakovisi in front of the net here now, as we await the next draw, which is a must-win for the Hawks if they want to stay in this game today. And Lexi Atwater with that goal completes her hat trick for the afternoon, her third goal of the day here. But the next draw is about to be underway as the Lakers lead 13-6. Rushing on this one again for the Oswego State Lakers. Again facing off against Mia Baldinger. And Alexis Hill somehow comes away with the ground ball there. Just a huge athletic play there from Hill to come away with that one. Oswego's going to slow it down, try and tire out the New Paltz Hawks and bring it back into their own defensive zone, forcing them to play cat and mouse. With it here now is Russian going up the far side. Green with it. Aubriana Green taking her time. Over to Kroos. Green maybe checked in the hand there. You see her shaking her fist in the air. This one will come back up top to Green. Chance for Kroos. Shot, scores! Cassidy Kroos makes it 14-6, improving the Lakers' lead to 8 goals once again. But let's take a look now, not to take away from Cassidy Kroos, but let's take a look at this hat trick from Lexi Atwater. I mean, 3 phenomenally taken goals from her. Just really, really well done. Not much more you can ask for from Lexi Atwater. She's had a phenomenal game, a phenomenal season as well. Just unable to penetrate the Lakers altogether as a team. Atwater with 52 goals and 5 assists on the year. With the 3 today, that'll be 55 goals. No assists added on to that tally today. So she'll get herself up to 60 points on the season. Now facing off for the next draw, Cassidy Kroos, her first goal of the game just now as well. So that improves the Lakers to 8 different goal scorers on the night. Draw is up. Russian wins this one. Picks up the ground ball originally, loses it, but then flicks it up to Madison Davis, who picks up the ball. Loose ball push is going to give the Lakers possession here. And Davis is going to take it down the far side, being chased by the New Paltz Hawks. And the Lakers will look to slow this one down. Not sure exactly why we had a stoppage there, but we are back in action here. And an illegal check called on the Lakers will send this one back to the New Paltz Hawks with 6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here at Laker Turf Stadium. Now carrying up the right side is Kelsey Foster. My apologies, Francesca Carozzo. And with it now is Padilla. Padilla across the middle. Chance shot, goal for the New Paltz Hawks. And they are still in this game, not going down without a fight, as that's Caitlin Shaw. Makes it 14-7. Shaw, a phenomenal season for her as well. The leading goal scorer for this team, her second of the afternoon. And a huge goal to cut the lead in half here for the Lakers. So 14-7 now. Oswego still with a pretty comfortable cushion here, but 5:48 left in the game, and if they keep scoring at this rate, the Lakers could be in for some trouble in these last few minutes. So Sophie Russian lines up for the draw here again, this time against Morgan Atwater, the junior. Russian hasn't won a draw in quite some time here today. It's been, I want to say, 2 or 3. So she may be due for one here, but the Lakers need a possession here so they can try and slow things down for the Hawks. And that possession will come. Lakers not happy about this. The attackers and defenders were not released. And it looks like the Lakers are claiming that a New Paltz attacker crossed the line way too early. But the Hawks with the offensive possession now. And this one makes its way over to Shaw. Shaw with it up top, sends this one down low. Back up to Shaw. Shaw still holding on to this one. Down to X for Padilla. Hawks still with this one. Send it back up top to Shaw. Pass from Baldinger. Shaw tries to dodge past one. Gets it on her left side. Unable to get past that first defender in Aubriana Green, though. And Baldinger with it now. One-on-one with Julia Quirk. Baldinger looks to dodge past. Tries to cut back. Unable to get around Quirk. Into her left hand. Back to her right. Pass across the middle to Shaw. Shaw looks to face dodge. But a good check there from Aubriana Green to shut her down. And this Lakers defense has just done a phenomenal job of not allowing these shots to even be taken by the New Paltz Hawks. Now, a free position shot for the Hawks is lining up for this one is Morgan Atwater. Atwater with defenders on either side, but she is pretty far out here, so it's not going to be an easy one. She looks to take it anyways, goes for it, shoots. That one goes over the net. Backup is there for the Hawks, so they still have possession and waste no time trying to force this one in. But the shot clock will go, and that will be a violation for the New Paltz Hawks. And now with 3:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter, the Lakers will take an offensive possession. Julia Quirk carrying down the left side, sends this one to Mackenzie Wynn. Mackenzie Wynn finds Noelle Smith. Smith still with this one, and a timeout taken by the Oswego State Lakers, and I think now would be a beautiful time to reiterate a little bit on that Oswego State defense. I mean, I mentioned it just a moment ago, but they have done such a phenomenal job of shutting down the powerhouses on this New Paltz offense. I mean, to her credit, Caitlin Shaw has 2 goals on the afternoon, the top goal scorer for this team, but she has been virtually radio silent until this fourth quarter for the New Paltz Hawks. You could say the same thing could be said about Morgan Atwater, who has only found the back of the net once. Morgan Atwater with 36 goals on the season coming into today's game. Then, of course, Lexi Atwater may be the exception here. She has a hat trick on the afternoon. But again, the Lakers, for the most part, apart from the 3 goals, have done a phenomenal job of slowing Atwater down, forcing the Hawks to make passes they don't want to make, and really just taking advantage of the little things, the flaws in this New Paltz team. Now, if the Lakers can hold on 7 goals in 3.5 minutes, that's a goal every 30 seconds here if the Hawks want to come back into this one. So if the Lakers are able to hold on to this lead, they will secure their spot as the 1 seed in the SUNY Conference playoffs. Along with that, they will tie their strongest record in program history of 12-2 with 1 more game yet to be played. And last but certainly not least, they will complete that 10-game win streak, another program record here. 14-7 with 3:34 left here on the clock. This game is not over yet. So the Lakers going to take this one in. Noelle Smith sends it to Julia Quirk. Quirk finds Kroos. Back to Quirk. And Lakers just going to move this one around, try and chew off as much clock as they can here. Smith sends this one down to Wynn. Wynn looking for Davis at X, but it's not open. Wynn makes her way past that first defender. Finally gets the pass off to Hill. Hill sends it up top. Green with it now. This one goes back to Alexis Hill, defended closely by Caitlin Shaw. Finds its way over to Kroos. Kroos looking for Julia Quirk. And the Lakers just moving this ball around, trying to get as much time off the clock as possible here. Julia Quirk. This one goes over to Aubriana Green. Green dodging across the middle. Davis, chance, shot behind the back again. This one goes over, but an ambitious attempt there from Davis. Davis open in front of net and making sure it is known, sticking that stick up in the air. Still there. 5 seconds left here on the shot clock, and the Lakers are just going to chew this one out and take the violation. And now 2:12 remaining here on the game clock. As I think it may be safe to say that New Paltz' chances of winning have officially gone out the window. New Paltz sends this one up. Caught by Lexi Atwater, looking for her 4th goal of the afternoon. Atwater guarded closely by Quirk. Sends this one back to Baldinger. Across the middle, chance for Atwater, loses it. To Padilla behind X. Padilla still with it. Looking for cutters across the middle. Shaw with it. Shaw across the way to Morgan Atwater. Atwater with it. Looking to dodge. One-on-one with Sophie Russian. Goes for it, but a step is there. Good defense from the Lakers. Russian not letting Atwater get by, but Atwater trying so hard. Shoots, saved by Yakovisi. A huge save, keeps it 14-7, and now the Lakers just need to chew out the clock. 1:10 remaining in the game, 1:20 remaining on the shot clock, and they will not be able to do so. Trouble clearing this one as New Paltz picks up a ground ball, and they will have a chance to add an 8th goal. Mia Baldinger with it. Baldinger swings it to Atwater. Atwater to Shaw. This one goes down low to Lewis. Back up top to Atwater. Baldinger. Over to Tucker, down low to Padilla. Padilla with it, sends it all the way up top. 30 seconds remaining here in the 4th period. New Paltz looking to tack on one more goal. Atwater dodging, chance. Tucker unable to catch it. Alexis Hill's going to pick up this ground ball and take it down the sideline here. Guarded closely by Baldinger. Baldinger pushes her out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Oswego State Lakers. An illegal push out of bounds here. So Alexis Hill will try again, but Alexis Hill stepped out again, and this time it was fully legal. Now 3 seconds remaining, and folks, that's going to do it. The Oswego State Lakers, for the first time since 1997, are 12-2 on the year. Now, if we take a look at the game recap, the Lakers had this win from the get-go. As much as you may not believe it, the only period they were outscored in was the 4th, 2-1, but in the first, outscoring 5-2. The second, outscoring 3-1. The third, outscoring 5-2. And then in the 4th, they did take the loss there. New Paltz scored 2 Oswego's 1, but I think both teams did a phenomenal job today. Let's talk about the good to start. Oswego did a phenomenal job on the offensive side of things. They put pressure on the New Paltz Hawks. They created problems for the New Paltz Hawks defensively, and they did everything right. They found the back of the net, and Madison Davis was the key to all of their success today. Now for the Hawks, defensively, I thought they had a really strong game. I thought they did a great job, especially in the first half, of shutting down Oswego's opportunities, not allowing them a lot of room to breathe, and playing that tight zone defense that I mentioned so much today. As far as the bads for Oswego, I don't think there were any. I think Oswego did a phenomenal job today. Alana Yakovisi was solid in that. She did a great job not allowing too many goals in, and that defense did a great job of helping her not even take too many shots. For New Paltz, I think one of the things that they struggled a lot with was the offensive side of things, and that is largely thanks in part to that Oswego defense. Now, if we take a look over to around the SUNYAC, the Cortland Red Dragons have all but secured their victory against Buffalo State, leading 18-6 with just under 6 minutes left in the 4th. Potsdam is beating Morrisville 19-8. They just kicked off the 4th quarter of action there. And the Canton Kangaroos top the Plattsburgh Cardinals 15-6. So 2 games complete, 2 games still going. There's plenty more SUNYAC action coming up. But for now, that's all. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Mike Neckers. Thank you to our producer, Brian Kalinowski. Everyone, thanks for watching WTOP 10.